I always thought my life was steady, like a calm river that never changed direction. I remember standing in my room that evening, buttoning my shirt for the family dinner we planned for tomorrow, and thinking, everything finally makes sense. My name is Ethan Reed, 27 years old, and I truly believed I was building a future with Mia Carter, the woman I had loved for 3 years. I smiled to myself as I packed a small gift for her, thinking she would love it. Then my phone buzzed. It was Liam, my cousin. He almost never texted late at night, so when I saw his name, I frowned a little. His message said, "Bro, you need to see this." I typed back, "What happened?" But he didn't respond. Instead, another message popped up, a video file. Something in my stomach tightened, but I clicked play anyway. The first second confused me. I saw a living room that looked familiar, but I couldn't place it. Then I heard a laugh. Mia's laugh. I froze, leaning closer as the camera moved. There she was, Mia, sitting on a couch. She wasn't alone. Aaron Blake, my best friend since high school, walked into the frame and sat beside her. I thought maybe it was some old birthday recording or a joke. But then Mia touched his arm. Then he leaned in. And then they kissed. My ears rang. Everything around me went silent except for the sound of their lips meeting. I whispered, "No, this can't be real." I replayed the clip, hoping I misunderstood, but the angle shifted, showing the truth more clearly. It wasn't a friendly hug. It wasn't a mistake. It was them, together, comfortable, familiar. My hands shook so hard I almost dropped my phone. Why would you do this?" I muttered, but there was no answer except the sound of them laughing in the video. I felt like someone punched me in the chest. I tried calling Liam, but he didn't pick up. Maybe he knew I needed space. Maybe he didn't know what to say. I didn't know either. I paced around my room, running my hands through my hair. 3 years, I said out loud, 3 years, and this is what I get. My voice cracked, and I felt something heavy sink inside me. I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at the floor. I kept thinking about the nights Mia told me she was tired, the days Aaron avoided eye contact, the strange tension I never questioned. Every memory now felt like a lie. I played the video again even though it hurt. I needed to be sure I wasn't imagining it. I needed to see every second, every detail, every choice they made without me. Each time I watched, something inside me shattered a little more. The room felt smaller, colder. My heartbeat echoed in my ears. I whispered, "How could you?" But my voice was barely there. I felt like I was falling, but there was nothing to grab. For the first time in my life, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know how to breathe without feeling pain pressing against my ribs. I stared at the last frame of the video, Mia smiling into Aaron's chest, and my throat closed up. My voice finally escaped, weak and broken. Why? I sat there gripping my phone, hoping for answers, but the silence stayed with me, forcing me to face the truth alone that painful night that I didn't wait. I drove straight to Mia's apartment with the video still burning in my head. The moment she opened the door, I said, "We need to talk." She frowned. "Ethan? It's late. What's wrong?" I stepped inside. "Don't pretend. You know what's wrong." She blinked fast. I don't understand." I held up my phone. "Then let me help you understand." She watched the screen for barely 2 seconds before her face drained of color. "Ethan, please? I can explain." "Go ahead," I said quietly. "Explain why you were kissing Aaron." She covered her mouth with both hands. "It wasn't, Ethan, it wasn't what you think." It looked pretty clear to me. Her eyes filled instantly. "It was a mistake," she whispered. "A stupid mistake." I laughed once, a cold, bitter sound. "A mistake? You were in his apartment. Sitting close. Smiling. Kissing. He kissed me first," she cried. "I swear, Ethan. I didn't plan any of it." "Did you stop him?" I asked. She froze. The silence between us felt heavier than her excuses. "Well?" I asked again. "Did you push him away?" I was shocked, she said. "I didn't know what to do." "You didn't know what to do? Mia, you're not a child. You know how to say no, you know how to move away." She shook her head desperately. "I wasn't thinking. I was stressed. I felt lonely. We were arguing so much back then. I thought you didn't care. So you wanted comfort from my best friend?" I asked, trying to keep my voice from shaking. "No," she said quickly. "I didn't want anything from him. It just happened. I'm so sorry. I stepped back as she tried to come closer. Don't. Just answer me honestly, how long has this been going on? Nothing is going on, she said, crying harder. It was one moment. One stupid moment. I stared at her. You expect me to believe that? She reached for my hand. Ethan, please. I love you. I never wanted to hurt you. You're the only one I want. I pulled my hand away. Her fingers brushed the air, then curled in on themselves. You love me, I repeated slowly. And yet you chose him. No, she insisted, shaking her head. I didn't choose him. I chose wrong in one moment because I was weak and confused. I swear I never felt anything for him. Then why does it sound like you're protecting him? I'm not, she shouted. I just don't want you to think I threw everything away on purpose. Aaron kissed me. I was upset. I didn't think clearly. So it was my fault. I asked quietly. Because I upset you? Her eyes widened. No. Ethan, that's not what I meant. But that's what you said. She grabbed my arm. Please don't twist it. I'm just trying to tell you how it happened. I pulled free from her grip. You don't get it. I watched the video, Mia. You didn't look confused. You didn't look shocked. You looked comfortable. She broke into sobs. I was stupid. I know I messed up. But please, don't leave me. We can fix this. We can talk to Aaron. We can talk to anyone. Just give me one chance. I stared at her, at the tears, at the shaking hands, at the panic. Mia, I said softly, I gave you 3 years. You gave me a video. She pressed her forehead against my chest, sobbing my name. I stepped back. I can't do this, I whispered. Ethan. Ethan, please, she screamed as I walked to the door. I didn't turn around. Her voice echoed down the hall, breaking apart, begging for another chance. But I kept walking. And I didn't look back. Liam opened the door the moment I knocked. Ethan? Dude, what happened to you? I walked past him, dropped onto his couch, and covered my face. I saw it. The video. I confronted her. He sat beside me. What did she say? It was a mistake. I let out a shaky breath. That was her big explanation. Liam muttered a curse under his breath. I knew you needed to see it. I'm sorry, man. I stared at the ceiling. I can't stay at my place tonight. Don't worry, he said. You're not going anywhere. Hours passed, but sleep wouldn't come. Every time I closed my eyes, the video appeared. Mia's laugh, Aaron leaning in, their kiss. My chest tightened until I couldn't breathe. At one point, Liam walked into the living room and saw me sitting upright, shaking. You're still awake? He asked quietly. I can't turn it off, I whispered. I keep seeing it. He sat across from me. Talk to me. Don't stay trapped in your head. What do you want me to say? I asked. That I wasted 3 years? That I trusted the wrong people? That I can't believe I was so blind? Liam sighed. You weren't blind. You were in love. I shook my head. Aaron used to say he'd take a bullet for me. Remember that? He said it in front of everyone. I laughed bitterly. Yeah. Guess he meant he'd shoot me first. Liam winced. You didn't deserve this. Neither of them deserved you. I rubbed my temples. I keep thinking about the night she told me she was working late. How many of those were lies? Don't go down that road, he said. You'll drown in it. I'm already drowning, I whispered. Liam didn't speak after that. He just stayed near me, giving me space to fall apart quietly. I appreciated it more than I could say. Eventually, exhaustion pulled me under, but my sleep was broken and violent. I jolted awake more than once, shouting Mia's name or hearing Aaron's laugh. At one point, I screamed loud enough to wake the entire apartment. I heard footsteps rushing toward me, and then a gentle voice said, Ethan? Sweetheart, breathe. I opened my eyes and saw my Aunt Grace standing there, worry written all over her face. Aunt Grace? Why are you here? Liam called me, she said, sitting beside me. He said you weren't doing well. I came as soon as I could. I'm fine, I lied. No, she said firmly. You're not. She placed a warm hand on my shoulder. You were screaming like your heart was tearing open. I swallowed hard. It feels like it is. She looked into my eyes. Betrayal is like fire, Ethan. It burns everything it touches. But it also reveals what was hidden, truth, strength, and the people who truly love you. I stared at her, trying to understand. So what is it revealing for me? That you're stronger than this pain, she said softly. And that the people who hurt you never deserved the love you gave them. Her words hit something deep inside me. For the first time since the video, I felt something other than heartbreak, something like clarity. Aunt Grace squeezed my hand. You'll survive this. And when you do, you'll be better than before. I nodded slowly, letting her words settle. Maybe she was right. Maybe the fire wasn't only destroying me. Maybe it was also showing me who I really was. Liam leaned against the counter after breakfast and said, "You should tell everyone tomorrow." I stared at him, exhausted. Tell them what? That my life exploded? He folded his arms. Tell them the truth. All of it. I shook my head. No. I don't want drama. It's not drama, he said. It's your reality, and they deserve to know. I paced the living room. I just want to breathe. I don't want everyone looking at me like I'm broken. Liam followed. You're not broken. They're the ones who should answer for this. I rubbed my face. I'm not doing it. He sighed. Then at least stop torturing yourself. You've watched that clip 100 times. I opened my phone anyway. Once more, I muttered. The video played, and my stomach twisted. Mia's voice, the angle, the kiss I couldn't unsee. Liam stood beside me. Why do you keep doing that to yourself? I froze the frame. Because she lied again. He frowned. What do you mean? I zoomed in on the timestamp. This was 2 weeks ago. The night she said she was working late. Liam cursed softly. She didn't just slip once. She planned it, I whispered. She lied to my face before leaving. My chest tightened again, but this time the pain felt controlled, like a blade I finally knew how to hold. Liam watched me carefully. You okay? No, I said. But I know what I'm doing now. He raised an eyebrow. Which is? I walked to the table and set my phone down. I'm telling them tomorrow. Good, Liam said. They'll support you. I don't need support, I murmured. I need truth. Liam nodded slowly. Then let the truth do the talking. I sat down and began organizing the files. The original video. A trimmed version. A backup in the cloud. Another saved locally. My hands trembled, but not from fear. From certainty. Liam watched quietly as I checked everything twice. He eventually asked, "What are you going to say at dinner?" I leaned back. Nothing. I won't scream. I won't cry. I'll just show it. Liam exhaled. That's going to hit hard. Good, I whispered. Let them see who they really are. Liam sat across from me again. You sure you're ready for that kind of confrontation? I nodded slowly. I'm not ready, but I'm done hiding. They deserve to know what happened, and Mia and Aaron deserve to face what they did. Do you want me to sit next to you at the table? He asked. Yeah, I said. I don't want to feel alone when I press play. He nodded. Then I've got your back. I closed my eyes for a moment. This is going to hurt. Maybe, Liam said. But maybe it's the start of you healing. I took a deep breath. I just want the truth out there. No filters. No excuses. Then tomorrow, he said, you show them. Before bed, I checked the video one last time. This isn't revenge, I whispered to myself. It's clarity. Liam heard me and said, whatever it is, you'll handle it. I didn't answer. I just stared at the dim screen and let the anger settle into something steady, something sharp enough to carry me through tomorrow. I needed that strength to move forward today. I spotted Aaron the moment I stepped into the coffee shop. He was leaning against the counter, laughing with the barista like he didn't rip my life apart. For a second, I thought about walking out, but something inside me refused. He turned and grinned. Ethan. Man, what's up? I stared at him. You seriously want to do this? Do what? He asked, shrugging casually. Get coffee? I walked closer. Why did you do it? His smile twitched, but he kept the same fake chill. Do what exactly? You know what I'm talking about. My voice felt tight in my throat. You kissed Mia. You betrayed me. Why? He let out a nervous laugh. Bro, relax. It was just a moment. People make mistakes. A moment? I repeated, my jaw tightening. That's all you have to say? Yeah, he said, rubbing the back of his neck. I mean, Don't make it bigger than it is. You're blowing this way out of proportion. I felt my hands shaking. You kissed my girlfriend. He raised his eyebrow like I was being dramatic. Ethan, it wasn't planned. We were hanging out, and one thing led to another. Then he lowered his voice. Honestly, man, I thought you'd handle this better. Better? I almost laughed. You want me to congratulate you? He lifted his coffee cup. No, but maybe don't turn it into a war. A war? I whispered. You betrayed me. Both of you. He took a slow sip, looked around the shop, then leaned in. Look, I'm not saying it was perfect, but if you're thinking about making a big scene tonight, don't. I stared at him. Why? Because, he said, lowering his voice even more, you'll ruin the family dinner. Everyone's already stressed. You creating drama won't help. I felt something twist in me. You think I'm the one causing damage? Come on, he said, waving his hand. It happened once. It's not like we're running away together. I clenched my teeth. You sure about that? He blinked, caught off guard. What's that supposed to mean? I took my phone out slowly, tapping the screen just once. You really want to pretend it was nothing? His smile finally cracked. Ethan, don't play games. I'm not playing, I said. You should know that. He shifted uncomfortably. Look, man, I don't want everyone getting the wrong idea. The wrong idea? I asked. The video shows exactly what happened. He froze. You have a video? I leaned in just enough for only him to hear. 2 copies. His face drained, and the coffee cup trembled in his hand. For the first time, he wasn't pretending. He was scared. Truly scared. Ethan, he whispered, you don't have to bring that up tonight. I'm not bringing anything up, I said. I'm letting it play. He swallowed hard. Come on, man. Don't do this. Please. I stepped back. You should have thought of that before you kissed her. He reached out, but I moved away. Ethan. I cut him off. See you tonight. And I walked out, hearing him whisper my name, not out of guilt, but fear that I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at the dark screen of my phone. My hands were steady, but my mind was a storm. The video, the lies, the years I wasted, everything pressed against my ribs, but I forced my breathing to stay slow. A soft knock came at the door. Ethan? Emily's voice was gentle. Yeah, I said. Come in. She stepped inside with her usual quiet energy, the kind that always made the room feel safer. You okay? She asked, looking at me carefully. I'm fine, I replied, though my voice carried the opposite. Liar, she said, sitting beside me. You've barely spoken since last night. You didn't even come down for breakfast. I tried to smile, but it fell apart midway. Just thinking. About what? She pressed. Stuff, I said, avoiding her eyes. She nudged my shoulder. You don't do stuff. You overthink until your brain melts. I exhaled slowly. Maybe. She leaned closer. Ethan, talk to me. I stared at the floor. The words almost came out, but I bit them back. She didn't deserve to be pulled into this mess. I can't, I whispered. Can't or won't, she asked. Both. She didn't argue. Instead, she wrapped her arms around me. It caught me off guard. I froze for a second, then let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. You don't have to tell me, she murmured. But I'm on your side. Always. That hit deeper than I expected. I closed my eyes, fighting the sting behind them. Thanks, I said quietly. She pulled back slightly and looked at me. Whatever is hurting you, it won't last forever. You're stronger than you think. I let out a tired chuckle. I don't feel strong. Then borrow mine, she said. I have plenty. I shook my head. You're impossible. And you're stubborn, she shot back, smiling. Seriously, Ethan, you're not alone. Remember that. I nodded, unable to find a better response. She squeezed my hand once before standing. Dinner's at 7, she reminded me. If you need me before that, just knock. I will. She hesitated at the door. You sure? I'm sure, I said. When she left, the room felt heavier. Her hug still lingered around my shoulders, making my chest tighten with something dangerously close to a sob. I clenched my jaw until it passed. I picked up my phone again and played the first second of the video, just enough to remind myself of the truth. I paused it immediately. The anger didn't roar this time, it simmered, sharp and controlled. I whispered to myself, "You're not breaking again. Not today." I stood in front of the mirror, practicing the words I planned to say at dinner. Nothing dramatic. No yelling. Just facts. Let them hear it. Let them choke on it. My reflection looked different, harder, steadier, someone I barely recognized. I breathed in once, slow and deep. I wasn't the man who cried over Mia anymore. Tonight, they would see exactly who I had become. I walked into the dining room and felt every pair of eyes shift toward me. The air felt thick, like the whole house was holding its breath. The long table was already full. My parents, Aunt Grace, Liam, Emily, Mia, and Aaron. Chairs scraped softly as people adjusted, pretending everything was normal. My father, Robert, lifted his gaze first. "Ethan," he said. "You're late." "Yeah," I replied, taking my seat. "Sorry." Mia sat across from me. The moment I sat down, she whispered, "Can we talk after this?" Her eyes were wet, trembling. "No," I said quietly. Aaron cleared his throat. "Hey, man," he started, but I shot him a cold look. "Don't," I said. He leaned back immediately, trying to look relaxed, but I saw the stiffness in his shoulders. My mother attempted a smile. "Well, let's eat." Aunt Grace nodded. "Yes, let's. It's been a while since we've all sat together." "Yeah," Liam muttered under his breath, leaning toward me. "You ready?" I didn't answer. My fingers brushed my phone in my pocket. "Not yet." Emily glanced at me from beside Dad. "You okay?" she whispered. "I'm fine," I murmured. Dad frowned. "Ethan, you don't look fine." "I'm just thinking," I said. "About what?" he asked. Before I could reply, Mia spoke softly. "Robert, he's just stressed. Work's been hard for him lately." The lie made my jaw clench. "Don't speak for me," I said, my voice low. She flinched, glancing down at her plate. Aaron tried to laugh. "Guys, come on. Let's relax. It's dinner." Aunt Grace looked at him. "Something funny, Aaron?" "What?" "No," he said quickly. "Just trying to lighten the mood." Dad's eyes moved between the three of us, me, Mia, Aaron. "What exactly is going on?" he asked. "Nothing," Aaron said too fast. "Everything's fine," Mia added. "Everything is not fine," I said, and the table went silent. Emily reached for my arm. "Ethan." "I'm okay," I whispered, though my pulse was pounding. Mom cleared her throat nervously. "Maybe we should eat first." Liam interrupted. "I think Ethan wants to say something." All eyes shifted to me again. Mia shook her head. "Please, not here." "Why not?" I asked. Aaron stiffened. "Bro, don't start drama." I stared at him. "Drama? Is that what you call it?" My father raised a hand. "Enough. Ethan, if there is something you want to tell us, say it." Mia whispered, "Please, don't do this." I leaned back in my chair, letting the silence stretch. I wanted the tension to thicken, wanted the truth to press against them the way it had crushed me. Aunt Grace studied me carefully. "Your energy is different today," she said. "You look like someone who has made a decision." "I have," I said. Aaron shifted again, his forced smile twitching. "Whatever you think you saw." "I didn't think anything," I said sharply. Mom looked confused. "Saw? Saw what?" Mia's voice cracked. "Ethan, please." I ignored her. My father leaned forward. "Son," he said. "Tell us." I rested both hands on the table to steady myself. My breathing was calm, controlled, nothing like the chaos in my chest just days ago. "Dinner," I said quietly, "is the perfect place to show the truth." Every face froze. The storm inside me was rising, slow and inevitable. And I waited for the right second to let it break. Dinner plates clinked softly as everyone started eating, pretending the air wasn't suffocating. My mother, Clara, smiled at Mia. "So, dear, how are things between you and Ethan? Any future plans we should know about?" Mia straightened, forcing a warm expression. "Actually, we're stronger than ever," she said. "We've been talking about moving forward together." My grip tightened on my fork. Stronger than ever. Dad raised his brow. "Is that so, Ethan?" I looked at Mia. "Is that what you think?" She nodded quickly. "Yes. I mean, we've had our bumps, but we're good." I set my fork down. My voice came out calm, too calm. "If we're so strong, Mia, then can you explain something for me? Her smile faltered. Ethan, what do you mean? Everyone stopped eating. I reached into my pocket and took out my phone. The room seemed to shrink around us. Liam whispered, "It's time." Mom frowned. "Explain what, sweetheart?" I clicked the video. The screen lit up. "This?" I said. Mia froze. "Ethan, wait." "No," I said. "Watch." I pressed play. The room filled with the sound of her voice, soft, breathless, followed by the unmistakable sound of her kissing someone. Then Aaron's voice, low and familiar, "No one's gonna find out." Mia's face drained of all color. "Stop it. Turn it off. Please." Aaron dropped his fork, the metal clattering against the plate. Dad shot up from his chair. "What is this?" he demanded. Mom covered her mouth, eyes wide. "Oh my God." Emily whispered, "Ethan, that's..." Aunt Grace stared at Mia and Aaron like she already knew the truth before they even spoke. Mia's voice cracked. "Ethan, please. This isn't fair." "Fair?" I repeated softly. Aaron stammered, "Bro, I swear, it wasn't." "Don't," I cut him off. "Don't call me that." Dad slammed his hand on the table. "Answer him," he yelled at Aaron. "What did you do?" Aaron swallowed hard. It was a mistake." "Just a mistake," Mia echoed, tears forming. I shook my head. "That's what you called it the night I confronted you." She wiped her face. I didn't want anyone to know. I thought." "You thought I'd stay quiet," I said. Mom looked between us, devastated. "Mia, how could you do this?" Mia reached toward me. "Ethan, please. Let me explain." I leaned back in my chair. "You had your chance. You told me it was one kiss. One moment of weakness." Aaron's voice cracked. "It was." "It wasn't," I said sharply. "The video is from 2 weeks ago. The same night you told me you were working late." Dad's eyes were burning. "You betrayed my son in my own house." Aaron shook his head violently. "Sir, I didn't mean." "Don't call me sir," Dad snapped. Mia sobbed. "Ethan, please. I love you. I swear I do." I looked at her. Really looked at her. "You loved me while kissing him?" She covered her face with her hands. "It wasn't supposed to happen." Emily pushed back her chair. "How could you do that to my brother?" Aunt Grace crossed her arms. "People show who they truly are when they think no one is watching," she said softly. Aaron stood up suddenly. "Ethan, I'm sorry, all right? Can we just talk alone?" "No," I said. "Everything needs to be said here." The room went silent again. Silent enough to hear Aaron's shaky breathing, Mia's muffled sobs, my mother's quiet crying. Dad stared at me. "Son, what do you want to do?" I looked at each face one by one. Mia trembling. Aaron terrified. My family broken. And yet, I felt strangely calm. "I'm not here to scream," I said. "I just wanted everyone to see the truth." Mia collapsed back into her chair, shaking. Aaron looked like he wanted to run. I placed my phone on the table. "They broke me," I said quietly. "Now they can break in front of you." Mia shot up from her chair and rushed toward me, her voice shaking. "Ethan, please, please listen to me," she cried, grabbing for my arm. I stepped back. "Don't." She fell to her knees. "It was just a mistake. I swear it was a mistake." I stared down at her. "A mistake is spilling water. Dropping a glass. Forgetting your keys." My voice didn't rise. This was a choice." She sobbed harder. No, it wasn't like that." Aaron stood up quickly. "Ethan, man, you're blowing this way out of." Dad pointed a sharp finger at him. "Sit down. Right now." Aaron froze, then sank back into his chair. Mia reached for me again. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I swear on everything. I was lonely, I was stressed, I cut her off. "Stop blaming your feelings for what you did with him." She shook her head violently. "I'm telling the truth. I saw the video," I said. "I saw every second." Her face twisted with pain. "Ethan, please. I love you." I laughed, cold, quiet. "Your love doesn't look a lot like love." Emily whispered, "She's lying." Mia looked around desperately. "Emily, please. I care about your brother." Emily snapped, "Don't use my name." Mia flinched. Aaron leaned forward. Look, this is getting ugly. Let's calm down. Dad glared at him. You have no right to tell anyone to calm down. Aaron opened his mouth but closed it again, realizing there was no saving this. Mom wiped her eyes. Ethan, honey, just breathe. I said. For the first time in days. Mia grabbed the edge of my shirt. Please don't do this to me. I pulled away. I didn't do anything to you. You did this to us. She cried louder. It was one moment. Just one. Please believe me. I tilted my head. 1 moment? You told me it was once. The date on the video said 2 weeks ago. You were at his place twice. Her mouth opened but nothing came out. Liam muttered under his breath, caught again. Right then, the front door opened. 2 voices echoed from the hallway. Sorry we're late, traffic was horrible, a man said. Mr. Carter and Mrs. Carter stepped into the dining room, and froze. Mrs. Carter frowned. Why is everyone crying? Mr. Carter looked at Mia, who was still on the floor. Mia? What happened? She scrambled up and ran to her mother, sobbing. Mom, I messed up. Mrs. Carter pulled her close. What did you do? Dad pointed at the phone still on the table. You should watch the video. Mr. Carter asked, confused, what video? Aaron slumped in his chair. It's bad. I looked directly at Mia's father. Your daughter cheated on me with him, I said, nodding toward Aaron. And she lied about it until 5 minutes ago. Mrs. Carter gasped. Mia, tell me that's not true. Mia sobbed into her mother's shoulder. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Mr. Carter faced me, his expression tight. Ethan. I don't know what to say. I stepped back from them all. There's nothing left to say, I replied. Her tears mean nothing now. I stood there watching Mia collapse under the weight of her parents' fury, and for a moment I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Mr. Carter pointed a trembling finger at her and shouted, Do you have any idea what you've done to your marriage and to both families? Mia sobbed, shaking her head violently, but no words came out. Mrs. Carter grabbed her arm and snapped, Look at him. Look at the man you betrayed. I waited, silent, because I didn't have anything left to say. Aaron tried to slip toward the door, but Robert stepped in front of him, arms crossed. Going somewhere? He asked. Aaron froze. I think it's better if I leave. Robert leaned closer. You don't get to run when things fall apart. Not today. My mother walked to me slowly, touching my arm with a gentle squeeze. I'm proud of you, she whispered. You stayed calm, even when everything was falling apart. I nodded, exhaling. I don't feel calm, I murmured. I just feel done. Mia tried to speak again, but all that came out were broken gasps. Mr. Carter pressed his hand to his forehead. You've humiliated us, he said. You've humiliated yourself. She reached toward him desperately, but he stepped back. Aaron cleared his throat. This wasn't all her fault, he said. Things just got complicated. Everyone ignored him. Mrs. Carter snapped, Complicated? Is that what you call destroying someone's trust? He swallowed hard, shrinking. I stepped a little farther away from all of them, feeling something settle inside me, something like peace. Not happiness. Not relief. Just clarity. Mia fell to her knees, clutching her chest, crying so hard she could barely breathe. Please, she choked out. Please don't do this. I looked at her, and for the first time, her tears didn't pull me in. They didn't move me at all. My father stood beside me. You don't owe anyone anything right now, he said quietly. Not her, not them. Take your time. I nodded again, grateful for his steadiness. Aaron tried once more. Look, man, he said, if you give me a chance to explain, I cut him off. I don't need explanations. I don't need anything from you. He looked stunned, but Robert pushed him back again, preventing his escape. Mia lifted her head, mascara streaked across her cheeks. I love you, she cried. I made a mistake. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't even feel anger anymore. A mistake is forgetting a date or losing your keys, I said softly. What you did was a decision. Silence filled the room. For the first time since everything exploded, I felt free. Broken, yes, but free. And as I looked at the people around me, my parents, her parents, the man who ruined everything, I realized something simple, the downfall wasn't mine. It was theirs. I turned toward the doorway, breathing slowly, letting the noise fade behind me. Whatever came next would be mine to choose, and mine alone. I walked outside with Mia following close behind me, crying hard enough that her breaths came out in shivers. The door shut behind us, muffling the chaos inside. She reached for my hand immediately, but I stepped back. "Don't," I said quietly. She froze, her fingers trembling in the air before falling to her side. "I still love you," she whispered. "I swear I do." I stared at her, feeling the ache in my chest but refusing to let it guide me. "Love doesn't look like betrayal," I said. "Not the way you did it." She staggered a little, grabbing the edge of the porch railing. "I made a mistake," she insisted. "I didn't think, I panicked. I was stupid." "You were selfish," I replied. "You chose someone else while I was choosing a future with you." Her voice cracked. "Can you forgive me?" I shook my head slowly. "No," I said. "Not this time." She blinked rapidly, as if she didn't understand the words. "Not this time," she repeated. "So you've forgiven me before?" I met her eyes. "Small things. Arguments. Lies you said were harmless." I paused. "This isn't small. This isn't harmless. This is the line." Her whole body went rigid. "You're serious," she whispered. "I am." She covered her mouth with both hands as tears streamed down her face. "I can fix this," she said. "Tell me what to do." "Anything. I'll do anything." "You can't fix it," I replied. "What's broken here, it's past repair." My phone vibrated. I pulled it out and saw the notification. "Aaron." Mia reached toward me again. "Is that him? Don't read it, please." I opened it anyway. "Man, I'm sorry. I swear I didn't mean for it to get this far." I let out a humorless laugh. "He says he's sorry." She swallowed. "He's lying. He always lies. But I don't care about him. I love you, only you." "I don't care what he feels," I said. "And I don't care what he thinks he's apologizing for." I blocked the number right there and slid my phone back into my pocket. Mia's knees shook. "Please don't do this," she whispered. I exhaled. "I already did." She took a step forward. "We have years together. You can't just end it like this." "I can," I said. "And I am." She grabbed the front of my shirt, desperate. "I'm begging you. Yell at me, hit something, cry, just don't walk away." I gently removed her hands from my shirt. "I'm not that man," I said. "And you don't get to decide how I break." Her breath hitched. "Then what am I supposed to do?" "Live with the consequences," I said. She stared at me, stunned, as if the reality had only now reached her. Her legs gave out and she collapsed onto the ground, sobbing with her face buried in her hands. "Don't leave me," she cried. "Please don't leave me." I stepped back. Then another step. "Goodbye, Mia," I said. Her voice broke into a scream as I turned away. But I didn't look back. Not this time. Weeks passed, and life slowly began to reclaim its edges. I heard through the grapevine that Mia had lost her job. Apparently she missed too many days, drowning in the fallout of her own choices. I didn't feel satisfaction, not really. Just a quiet acknowledgement that karma had its own rhythm. Aaron wasn't faring much better. Emily called me one evening, her voice tinged with both amusement and disgust. "Ethan, you'll never believe this. His girlfriend found out. Dumped him on the spot." "Really?" I asked, trying to sound indifferent. "Really," she said, laughing. "And that's not all, his reputation at work? Shot. People are talking." I nodded slowly, leaning back in my chair. "Good," I muttered, more to myself than anyone else. "Maybe now he'll understand what consequences feel like." Emily chuckled. "I knew you'd say that. You're not exactly the forgiving type." I shrugged. "Not when it comes to this kind of betrayal." Liam leaned over from the couch, sipping his coffee. "At least you're doing okay. You've been different these past few weeks, more focused." I smiled faintly. "Yeah, I guess. I had to make sure I didn't fall apart. Can't let them control how I live my life anymore." Aunt Grace joined us from the kitchen. "You're finally taking care of yourself," she said. "I see it. Gym, work, routines, you're rebuilding, Ethan. I'm proud of you." "Thanks," I said quietly. I didn't realize how much I needed to reclaim myself. "I noticed," Liam said. "You've got that fire back. The one I knew was always in there." Emily grinned. "Yeah, Mr. Stoic is alive again." I laughed softly. "Stoic, heh? I'll take it." Work has been a blessing in disguise. I've thrown myself into projects, deadlines, presentations. And in the process, I met someone new, Sophie Hall. First day she joined, she sat across from me and asked, "Hey, Ethan, you're quiet. Everything okay?" I hesitated, used to keeping things in. "Yeah. I'm fine," I said. She smiled gently. "You don't have to lie to me. I can tell when someone's holding back." I blinked. "Really?" "Really," she said. "It's nice to meet someone who actually listens, not just talks to fill the space." I laughed quietly. Most people don't care to listen. They just wait to speak. She nodded. "Exactly. I'm not most people." That small exchange felt different. Comfortable. Safe. I realized I hadn't felt that in months, not since before Mia and Aaron. Over time, Sophie and I started talking more, work, hobbies, small stuff. I found myself smiling genuinely, laughing more. No judgment, no hidden agendas, no betrayal. Just connection. One evening, after a long day at the gym and work, Emily peeked into my room. "You seem lighter," she said. I nodded, stretching. "I am. It's weird. But I feel alive again." Liam raised his water bottle. "To life, here?" "To life," I repeated, clinking my bottle against his. I realized something important. The storm had passed, and now I had room to breathe. To heal. To grow. And somewhere quietly, karma had done its work, without me lifting a finger. I saw her across the street, leaning against her car, hair messy, eyes red from crying. Mia. She looked smaller somehow, exhausted. I stopped a few steps away. "Ethan," she whispered, voice shaky. "Can we talk?" I shook my head slightly. "We already did." She took a deep breath. "I know, but I need to say it. I'm sorry. I've been sorry every day." I watched her struggle with the words. "I don't hate you," I said quietly. "I want you to understand that. I've moved on." She blinked rapidly, and I could see the tears welling again. "Moved on?" she repeated. "So, it's really over?" "Yes," I said. "It's over." Mia's hands trembled as she cupped her face. "I wish I could go back. Undo everything. Take back every lie, every kiss, every mistake." I looked away for a moment, breathing in the crisp air. "We can't change the past, Mia. That's not how life works. You made your choices, I made mine." She dropped her hands and looked at me, raw and broken. "I never wanted to hurt you. I thought I could fix things before it got this far." "You can't fix what you destroyed," I said, calm now. "And I don't need to. I've got myself." Mia sank into herself, tears running freely. "You're so strong, stronger than I ever imagined." I tilted my head. Strength isn't about holding grudges or crying over someone who doesn't deserve you. Strength is walking away with your heart intact, even if it's a little bruised. She sniffled, voice small. "I never realized, until it was too late." "Too late is always better than never," I said. She looked down at her hands, whispering, "I'm sorry, Ethan. Truly. I hope one day you can forgive me, maybe even remember the good times without pain." I gave a faint nod. "I'll remember. Just not the way you want me to." Mia's shoulders shook. "I guess, this is really goodbye, huh?" I took a small step back. "Yes. Goodbye." She swallowed hard, staring at me as if trying to memorize my face. I hope you're happy someday. Truly happy." "I will be," I said. She whispered my name one last time. "Ethan." And then I turned, walking away, chest steady, mind clear. The weight I'd carried for months began to lift. I didn't look back. I didn't want to. A few blocks later, my phone buzzed. A message from Sophie. "Hey, I was wondering if you'd like to grab a coffee sometime? Maybe later today?" I smiled, reading the words over and over. I typed back quickly, "I'd love that." Walking toward the cafe, I felt a lightness I hadn't felt in years. The world seemed a little brighter, my steps a little surer. Sophie's message wasn't just about coffee, it was about connection, trust, and starting over. For the first time, I felt hope seep into my chest. Not because Mia was gone, not because Aaron had fallen, but because I had survived all of it and still had room to grow, to feel, to live. I entered the cafe, letting the door close behind me, shutting out the past completely. And as I watched Sophie wave from a table near the window, I realized something deep and undeniable. I had been lost, but I was found. I smiled, sitting down across from her, and thought quietly to myself. I lost them, but I found myself.